Well, hello everyone. So this is Dr. Ranjit. Today I'll talk about the DeepSeek. So everybody is talking about the DeepSeek. So this is a keyword for the day. And if you see the news, so everywhere there is a DeepSeek. If you are a tech enthusiast, you will understand what is the importance of this DeepSeek. Not only with that, the DeepSeek has disrupted the stock market. So if I read the news here, so you can see how open source AI is disrupting a big tech's a monopoly, how China's DeepSeek outsmarted America, and also what is it and why does Donald Trump see it as a threat. So that means everybody is talking about that, and not only with that, DeepSeek sends a shockwave through the market. So we will see exactly why DeepSeek sent this shockwave through this market and why it outsmarted America and how China keyword came into it and why it is a threat the Trump is talking about it. Well, in simpler words, the DeepSeek is a new ChatGPT. So it is basically looks like a ChatGPT where I will ask question, I will prompt, so it's going to answer very similar to the ChatGPT. So this is a new ChatGPT, but why it has been came into our news? So that's most important, right? This DeepSeek is telling that we have better performance and the better reason. How? They are proven with those benchmarks. So most of the DeepSeek models, specifically DeepSeek R1 model, has outperformed the benchmarks. So they have everything is there in the GitHub link. We can go and read here. So here they are introducing the first generation DeepSeek R10 and DeepSeek R1 model, and they are trained their model via large scale reinforcement learning without supervised fine tuning. So this is about the technology. So they are used something called as reinforcement learning as compared to the supervised fine tuning. So most of the technologies like or the companies like OpenAI or very similar models were using this supervised fine tuning. If we know little bit of technology related to NLP, so they were trying to improve this with the improved algorithm of the supervised fine tuning. They are getting it, making it better and better to prove the reasoning and the performance better with those benchmarks what they are specified. But this research came up with a different strategy where they're going to try to use the reinforcement learning where the other players has been not used. Okay, and this is the breakthrough technology what they are trying to what they achieved. I really need to talk about the research into it. Why? Because this started as a research project, the DeepSeek as a research project, and this has a core value, right? Whenever there is a research, the real research into it in any of the projects, so you're going to change the technology or you want to think something out of the box. But as compared to the business model of it, for example, the OpenAI, so when they released, even though they were into research side, but now it's a business side, right? That's why there are big players coming into picture, the Elon Musk, the OpenAI, Sam Altman, NVIDIA. So people are around it. And whenever the business side comes into picture, so you don't really concentrate on the real research, right? Because let's say people, everybody is talking about the supervised fine tuning, so they're trying to improve this better with only this, right? And everybody has believed that OpenAI is the big player into it, and people of the other player also try to revolve around it, and most of the investment came surrounding with this base technology. Okay, well, the benchmarks. So what benchmarks I'm talking about here? So these are benchmarks. So here they prove that the DeepSeek's R1 model with the benchmarks with as compared to the OpenAI's, the DeepSeek's V3, the GPT 4.0. So we can see there is a improved performance in most of the parameters in the English language and similarly with the other language. So they are already proven with the benchmarks setting. Okay, so that means you just cannot play something mischievous just to prove that I am the best. So if they ran into the benchmark, so it's been already proven, so there is nothing hiding behind that. Okay, well, so this made the training faster, because of the breakthrough technology, the training made faster. So when the training is faster, that means you can feed more experience to it. And as we know, the basic definition of intelligence is taking ability to take the decision, and more the experience, the better the decision you can take, right? And they are trying to make their model better experience, so definitely there'll be a better performance out of it. Okay, but that is not the news. The technology will not make a news, right? The technology will not make your stock to fall down. How that led to a stock fall down? That's because of this statement. So all these models are trained on average hardware available in the China. Okay, so let's say not average, maybe a top average top hardware which you run the LLM models available in the China, and those are not top globally. Why? Because NVIDIA chip maker leads into the top tier hardware specifically to run the AI models, right? And these NVIDIA's top tier hardwares were not available to the Chinese government because of the geopolitical reasons, and the DeepSeek was just trying to run their model into the hardwares which are available in the China, and by doing that, they achieved the better experience than what people were running on the latest NVIDIA's technology, which are 100x more in terms of cost. That means if what the Chinese hardware is 1 billion, so there is 100 billion into it. So not just 100, so it's 100x, right? So most of the players were using the NVIDIA's hardware as a chip to run all their AI models, and they're getting better performance just because of the hardware of the NVIDIA. And they were trying to improve small here and there in the LLM model, but not the technological breakthrough. But these guys have done a breakthrough in the technology. They proved that with the lesser hardware also we can improve the performance in terms of reasoning or answering in a better way. And this is the news, guys. What is the news? Because you can run on not on the Nvidia and still you're able to get that performance. This news has disrupted the market, because now the investors, why they will go for hardware, because they are already proven. So definitely some other players going to come up with the similar kind. Why? Because they made their code as an open source and they have published the research. So whatever the technology is not hidden. So even the technology, they already mentioned everything that it has been already published. And because of this, they are going to, many players are going to come up and repeat the same technology, and they are going to wrap something and they are going to build a business out of it. And since people have already invested into the OpenAI and NVIDIA on the technology, which is not that performance as compared to the DeepSeek. So this news has made that disruption. Okay, that is the news. Okay, so if you want a more detailed news, so if you know the technology, then you can read this uh, GitHub link. And also there is a paper available these models, so they already published their paper, so you can go with this paper link and you can read in a better in terms of technology if you know the technology well. So but yeah, so that's about the technology, but what is the other part of it, right? The ethics part here. So we heard in the news that Donald Trump is talking, it can become a threat. Why? Because it is China, right? So we also saw the news that in India, if I search the Arunachal Pradesh is not a part of India. So that's why that's what this DeepSeek is answering. That is not right with respect to India, and that might be right with the Chinese. So the ethics issue here, right? Well, so yeah, there is a power down here. That's fine. So I'm going to end here. So I hope you understood why the DeepSeek is making a news. It's because of this, guys. Thank you.